He's number 4, 3-0 this year, 27-5. He wrestled, of course, at Bethlehem Catholic. And Logan Rozynski comes out for the Mountain Hawks. Rozynski 4-1 in his career. He's a freshman. He's from Sparta, New Jersey, and he wrestled at Blair, so he'll take on Kasak, who I'm sure a lot of the fans in the building looking to see. Tyler, another guy that Becca lost in his senior season as he went out to prepare for Penn State, and of course, it all worked out. How about as a true freshman last year, able to come back and wrestle and place third, as you mentioned, after losing early on?
Yeah, and that's only been done, I believe it's 7 or 9 times somebody's come back and lost in the first round and placed third at the Nationals. And pretty cool that it was a Lehigh Valley native that did that. And, you know, he's been battling it out with Alex Facunda for this this weight class here. And, you know, they were both up at a few different tournaments together. And right now, Kasak is the guy that they're going with for now, but this is going to be an ongoing thing, I think, throughout the season.
It's interesting. Facundo is 5-0, but 24-7 in his career. He's also a sophomore. He's another Michigan guy. And Kasak 27-5. I mean, how about the depth to have at that weight? And here's Kasak going to try to pull Rozynski back in and try to jump up on that leg, but unable to secure it as they roll out of bounds.
Yeah. Rozynski did a great job there of using the edge of the mat and making sure he didn't give up the takedown. Take a look here as Kasak tries to transition back. Very good job. But great job by Rozynski, just not stopping wrestling.
So the story with Kasak last year, you talk about him battling with Facundo this year. He actually did battle with Van Ness last year at 149, earned the spot late in the season, went 24-5. So again, Scott mentioned this in our open. He won 8 straight matches to come back to finish third at Nationals. I mean, I've seen guys lose the first match at States and Hershey and come back and go 5-0, but that is unreal to go 7 matches.
I believe it's 7.
Now, again, I will talk to you about the Penn State notes telling me it was 8, but 7 or 8, it's still pretty impressive.
That's still impressive. It doesn't matter what the number was. It matters about what kind of a effort, and boy, how he just, you know, that momentum starts to roll after you think about how dejected you feel.
Oh yeah,
after that first round loss, and then the next match is really tough to get through, and then you start building that momentum, and the feeling of coming back for third, I can only imagine, is as great as winning a championship in itself.
So he, according to this, as you said, the 9th wrestler ever to do that. Now, he came out of Big Ten's, finished third, so yeah, you expect to do well, lose the first match, but come all the way back to place is really impressive. And again, he is officially from Doylestown, wrestled at Becca for 3 years, multiple state medalists, 2-time state champ, great career at Bethlehem Catholic. Kind of all knew he was potentially going to leave as a senior. He did that, just like Colin Rath has done. You talk about Facundo, we've mentioned a little bit, qualified for Nationals last year, 19-6 his freshman year, so that's a great guy pushing you in the room. Now, Rozynski, again, is a true freshman from Blair, was a national prep finalist last year, won the Ironman twice, which you know how difficult that is after watching some of that action this week. And what a tough tournament whenever it is on the calendar, but coming out as the first one of the year makes it even harder. He was 101-9 in his career at Blair Academy. 4-time New Jersey freestyle state champ was Rozynski. So again, another young guy that's going to be real fun to watch over the next few years for the Mountain Hawks.
Well, and as many accolades as Kasak has earned already in his short career at Penn State, Rozynski's still right in this match. It's a 0-0 match.
Exactly.
Now, he's been more on the defensive end in this match so far, but he's a very good wrestler with a lot of upside potential. I know that the staff has talked to me about him and how excited they am for his future. As we see a stall call here,
Lehigh crowd not very happy about that.
They may not have liked that, but you got to be careful when you're walking off the edge of the mat like that in college wrestling. You hate to see that happen in a close bout, but I'd be surprised if that stall call is going to make an impact in the final score of the match. It could, though. There you get a good view of Kasak.
Will go down to start period number 2.
So Rozynski's choice, he'll go bottom. Let's see what Kasak does from this top position, just a 1-0 lead. And again, the point of emphasis every year at high school was the stalling warnings, and at the collegiate level, these guys are pros. They've been doing it all for the 10, 15 years about encouraging wrestling. So if you just make a little bit of a minor hiccup at the edge where you walk out, they're going to nail you for that, because they want edge wrestling as much. They want you wrestling as much at the edge as they want you wrestling in the middle of the mat. Nice escape for Rozynski to tie it up. Just 14.5 seconds it took, so no riding at all for Kasak, as we'll go neutral again in the second.
Well, the edge is oftentimes a safe place for a lot of wrestlers, right? It's they can just step out if they get in danger. Here you see Kasak.
Now they're gonna warn Kasak this time for pushing him out of bounds.
Yes.
Listen, all fans want is coaches too, is consistency, and we've gotten that so far.
You want to take a little half shot right there on the edge instead of just pushing out, because referees can call it that way, and you see a beautiful single leg that he has posted up on Rozynski. Kasak really tough in this position here, so he's going to pick up. Is he going to get enough swings there for a neutral danger?
He only got one, I thought. Great scramble here. This is great to watch. Can Rozynski potentially come out of this? But Kasak in way better position now.
When you get that height, but Rozynski,
now he's locked around.
He's going to stay on that ankle, even if he gives up the takedown. I could see a reversal or an escape coming through there, but Kasak getting under that forearm like that is going to be difficult for Rozynski, and he does. He gives up the 3-point takedown.
Have to bail out of that, make it 4-1. 26 seconds to go in the second. You got blood time on Kasak now, it appears.
So over 4 minutes, almost over 4.5 minutes of wrestling, Kasak finally got that takedown. Rozynski making him work extremely difficult for that.
Here it is. This was a great flurry.
Beautiful single there, and Rozynski kind of put himself in that position with this waterfall position that he put himself in. You could see right there were some points being called, not enough. And you thought Rozynski, if he can get his hips through here.
And he's in good. This is where it appeared that he might be in better position.
Well, when Kasak gets height,
hips cut up.
Right here, it comes around the far hip. That's tough. And at this point, it's just getting under those near arms and not allowing that guy to do any scrambling or rolling. Nice takedown by Kasak.
Kind of textbook on how to work in that scramble situation. So blood time is cut. 25 seconds of riding time for Kasak in the second. 4-1 lead for the Lehigh Valley native, Bethlehem Catholic graduate.
You know, and when you look at the Division I level and the success of high school wrestlers at the D1 level, Kasak went to Bethlehem Catholic. You got a Blair guy here. From a young age, these guys are finding the best programs to develop at, and it's difficult to get to this highest level with the best programs if you didn't compete with the best programs.
Yes. Kasak trying to maintain control here with 2 seconds to go, and he'll get. Was that another stalling warning? Did the arm go up on that?
I thought that was more of a no change in action type of thing, but right now Kasak has 1 stall call. Rozynski has 2. So doesn't look like it's going to be a factor yet. Rozynski's going to have to get some points on the board as we end the second period.
4-1 lead. Tyler Kasak goes to the down position.
Kasak with 49 seconds of riding time heading into the third on bottom. Rozynski wrestling the returning All-American who placed third last year. Very, very tough so far.
Whittle down this riding time to right around 30 seconds. as Rozynski was able to scramble with Kasak and stay with him. He'll go out of bounds. 23 seconds of riding time. Here's what's interesting about Kasak, as you talked about not giving up, not giving up. So let's see what his strategy is, what he does differently or the same on this opportunity. He was able to scramble out of bounds to get the restart, which allow him maybe that quickness off the whistle.
Well, I think Kasak's a little bit tired. I mean, he's been pushing the action on his feet a little bit, but Rozynski makes you wrestle hard.
Yeah.
He did not make anything for Kasak easy when it came for him scoring points.
No.
Interesting story about Kasak. His dad has a meat farm. And Josh Barr, who we're going to see later on at 197, moved up from 184, and he had to gain weight.
So he got some meat from...
So he got bought a cow from the Kasaks, and he's trying to beef up so that he can be a full-size 97-pounder, and he's actually built himself up, and he's still trying to get there, and he's doing a great job here at 97, which...
That's interesting. He actually beefed up with beef. Blood time for Kasak again. So crowd getting a little restless.
Wow,
now
you see the blood on the... Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of blood on the mat there.
The interesting thing about this particular deal with Rozynski is that he's doing a nice job of riding. Not going to really get much. He does have 22 seconds of riding time to his advantage now, but he's down 3. But I imagine the Kasak, the blood may be something it's on the back of his mind, but he obviously wants to get out of this. You don't want to get ridden out for an entire period.
You could see the amount of blood that was on the mat there, and he's got his nose plugged up. That makes it extra hard to breathe, like you were referring to. And so that's going to zap your conditioning 10 times more when you don't have the availability to breathe during the match as easily as you can. Where does he go with this top riding here? Is he looking for a turn on top versus maybe letting him up, taking him down? A 4-point turn can win you the match.
Yeah.
You let him up, you still don't win the match. It's going to be 5-1 with a takedown. So I'm guessing that's what Rozynski's strategy might be here, Doug.
Well, he's done a nice job of riding for the period, but hasn't come close to turning him. It's more about keeping the chest on the back and just keeping the pressure down. So let's see. There was a little bit of a discussion there, obviously, with he and Coach Santoro about what they might elect to do.
Well, I don't think he's going to trap Kasak into doing anything. Kasak's staying in great position. He's not making himself vulnerable, which is probably smart. We see an optional start here.
He cuts him, okay. That was the discussion with Coach Santoro as he kind of just waved his hands like we're going to let him go.
And Kasak looks like he just wants to get out of this bout here with the look at he's blocked up there in one nostril, lots of blood. Wrestle smart. And you're not going to win it on a stall call.
No, but if you do get one and score a takedown with 27 to go, you could tie it because he's been warned once, so you can make it 5-2 with a warning, but I don't know if we're going to get one. And Kasak in good position here. Now he'll carry it out of bounds. And there's the warning.
I'm surprised they stalled. They called him. Honestly, I thought Kasak disguised that very well. The guy took a little shot on him. He circled to the edge, and I thought he was going to get away from it. I thought he was going to say it was smart wrestling, but he didn't outsmart the referee, I guess.
That's the key phrase right there. He didn't outsmart the referee. Rozynski trying to battle and score, and he won't, but an effort by the freshman keeps it 5-2. The returning All-American for Penn State wins their 4th match. They take a 13-3 lead at the break. We'll step aside and come back with some numbers and some highlights here at the midway point in this matchup between the Nittany Lions and the Mountain Hawks.